Welcome to Dream Chaser TV. I'm your host, Mira. On today's show, we have James Manning, the founder, creator, and CEO of Shock Sock, LLC, the first product of its kind to protect your foot. Come back in a few minutes and we'll tell you more about Shock Sock. Tell us, what does the Shock Sock do?
Well, essentially, the product is designed to protect your feet. I mean, there's not a product out there now that actually caters to protecting the bones in your feet. Mm-hmm. And being that I'm a former professional soccer player, I'm a Division I soccer coach right now. I'm an assistant coach at the University of Connecticut, and been a youth coach for close to 10 years now. I mean, soccer is my passion. It's always been my dream. Mm-hmm. And being able to create a product in the avenue where I'm most passionate about has been a blessing in itself.
Now, what made you create it? Like, what made the idea come to your mind that we need this product?
Well, I think it obviously started with experience. I mean, we've all, from a soccer standpoint, I mean, if you're a soccer player, you've had your foot stepped on, you know it's painful, it doesn't feel good, and mm-hmm. can potentially keep you out of some important games. So, playing at a young age, I've dealt with the injury, and growing up and getting into coaching, I recognized that a lot of kids were suffering from the same injury. Mm-hmm. And I just thought it'd be pretty cool to come up with an idea or some type of product that would cater to that and to help these kids play longer and play stronger.
So tell us about the process of creating it. So I like to see things from the beginning. So tell us, like, when you had that aha moment, okay. And then tell us about the process to getting to the point where you are, like, this very moment on Dream Chaser TV.
I want to say my aha moment was about 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like many entrepreneurs, you have a vision, you have a dream, and I remember waking my brother up in the middle of the morning saying, "Man, I got something," and step by step, little by little, I just wanted to do stuff that would help me get closer and closer to that dream. Mm-hmm. After I finished playing soccer, I basically got into coaching, and once I got into coaching, I started to research different materials. I remember one instance where a kid on my soccer team broke his arm, and he had to wear a cast, and to play in a game he had to wear some type of foam around that cast so he wouldn't injure people, and right. It started with that. I'd take a look at that foam and was like, okay, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. And that kind of just sparked more interest and more curiosity for me to find a foam that could cater to your feet. Mm-hmm. Now, is there a patent and everything on Shock? Yeah, absolutely. The product right now is patent pending. It's been filed in 2006. If anybody knows, patent process is a long, tedious process. So, I'm waiting for all the paperwork to go through. Mm-hmm. And once I did that, I knew that I could start really, putting my heart and soul into this product and making something that would benefit kids all over the world.
Right. So I think that's one of the biggest things about dream chasing sometimes, that people have to go through certain processes that are hard. So correct. The patent process isn't easy. I mean, creating a product isn't easy. And so talk to us a little bit about that, about the difficult things that you've had to go through to continue your dream moving forward.
Sure. As far as the patent's concerned, I mean, through soccer, which I've been blessed, I've met a lot of great people through the soccer community. And one kid's parent's a lawyer, another kid's parent's a doctor. Mm-hmm. You talk about what you have going on, next thing you know, they're like, hey, I have somebody that you could potentially talk to, and I think that's how, step by step, the ball got to rolling. One of the kids I used to coach, his father was an attorney. He referred me to a patent attorney that his father used to work with, and they went to law school together, and that's kind of how that panned out. I was lucky to have someone that that knows law and could point me in that direction.
Right.
From a manufacturing standpoint,
yeah.
That's probably been the hardest part to this to this point, is making sure the product is elegant enough. That there's no issues with the product, and it's something that people are going to want to purchase.
Right.
But yeah, through soccer, I was able to meet people who were in manufacturing, so right. I was able to make those ends connect. And like I said, little by little, and like any entrepreneur, any business person, you run into obstacles, and and you have to do your best to get around them and move forward.
So where are you now, and where do you want to be? Because that's the other thing about dream chasing. It's not like just because you have the product done, you're done. It's not like you kick back and rest on your laurels. So where are you now with the business and the product, and where do you see this going?
That's a great question. At this point, I think the product has grown bigger than myself.
That's good.
Which is great, you know. And so right now I'm in the process of finding people who are passionate about soccer, who are passionate about new products and new ventures, to join me in this process. I have 8,400 pair that just arrived, and we're in the process of marketing the products, doing trade shows, being exhibitors, going to soccer games, going to clinics. You know, like I said, I'm a soccer coach, so being on the soccer field is easy for me, and having a product that I can talk about while I'm watching soccer is, I mean, it's easy to sell, you know. So I think, you know, the sky's the limit when it comes to the potential of the product, and, you know, as I move forward, you know, I know other opportunities will present itself.
Why don't you describe for the audience that, you know, that don't play soccer, describe for them what, like the Shock. Tell us, you know, what it looks like and all that kind of stuff.
Basically, the product that I've created, it's called the Shock Sock. It comes in 3 different styles. It comes in an ankle sock, a mid-calf sock, and a full-length uniform sock. The whole collection is called the Impulse Collection, and essentially the product is created to protect the metatarsal bones in your foot. So when you get stepped on, you get cleated in a game, if you get tackled in a game, it doesn't hinder your performance. It'll protect your bones without restricting your natural range of motion.
And so this is a very important tool for soccer players, football players. I mean, what's the target audience for this?
Well, specifically, I made the product for soccer. I've gotten a lot of inquiries about different sports because it could cater to different sports such as lacrosse, where you're using a stick, field hockey, ice hockey, football, 300-pound guy stepping on your foot can't feel good. But the product is specifically made for soccer for the simple fact is that soccer players' touch and feel for the ball is probably the most important aspect of the game. So being able to protect yourself without being bulky and you know, restricting your natural range of motion was the most important thing. So that's what took me a long time to design the product to cater to that.
So if you were going to say something to another dream chaser, and you know, that range could be anybody, what would the message be for somebody that has a dream, has an invention, has something that they want to get out of themselves and put out into the world? What would your message be to them? Look right into the camera and tell me a message.
I would say, you've been put on this earth to create. You know, the universe is filled with an abundance of ideas, and I've been blessed to come up with a great idea. You know, when you come up with ideas, you're always going to have people with roadblocks, people telling you you're not good enough, it's not a good product. You kind of got to just block out that, you know, and stay focused, you know. Stay focused on your dreams, stay focused on what you want to accomplish, and you move forward.
Okay. So we always say never stop dreaming. What does never stop dreaming mean to you?
Being a kid. I mean, me running around, I'll be 35 this year, and I can run around for 2 hours playing soccer still all day, you know. Me being able to live life freely, not worry about, you know, minuscule things, to really enjoy your life. I mean, life is too short to be, you know, stressed out about things that you can't even control anyway. You know, so I mean, my advice to anybody is there's nothing worse than, you know, looking 10, 15 years down the line saying, you know, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, you know, if I would have taken that opportunity. You might as well take the opportunity. If you fail at it, that's a valuable lesson learned. I mean, I tell kids all the time, you learn so much more when you lose or when you fail, because now you know what it feels like and you know what direction to move forward to be successful, to win, you know. So it's important to go through those life lessons because at the end of the day, they make you stronger, they make you wiser.
James said there is abundance in the universe. That means that there is room for dream chasers everywhere to do what they want to do. There is room for dream chasers to never stop dreaming. Do that. Have a good week. Peace.
In this video.